What's up, everybody? This is j.dioramas. Ooh, what a rush. Happy Saturday morning, y'all. This channel's for adults only. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Keep the algorithm going. You know how it is. We need that. We all need that for us channel owners. Anyway, as far as the content goes, today I'll be doing an updated review on my custom action figures that I've done in the past. Up until last summer, I think I customized action figure, which I don't really have too much time to really do. You know, my main thing is dioramas. But anyway, we're gonna show what I got so far. Let's start with the ugly. We're gonna talk about, before I start, I'm gonna talk about the trials and tribulations of customizing action figures and the sacrifices that comes along with. All right, so here we are. The first one I got up, Pool Dog, Deadpool, custom I did. It was just a regular old German Shepherd that they had at Goodwill. It was like a pack of dogs or whatever. I made this one, and I also made the other dog from I can't find him right now, but the other dog from what's the name of the group with Black Bolt and those guys? The dog that has the same little crown on his head like Black Bolt. Can't think of his name. Guys, help me in the comments to remember. Anyway, I did this Pool Dogs. I have the Pool collection in a 1/18 scale figures, the 4-inch figures. I have Deadpool, Lady Pool, Squirrel Pool. So I had to make this. It's only right. I have to get Hawk Pool and a few others to add to that collection. It's my favorite, one of my favorite groups. Anyway, that being said, that's out the way. Let's throw him back in the plastic bag. What do we have next? My custom G.I. Joe Jinx. This idea came to me by a way of comic book. It was the IDW G.I. Joe comic line based here in Chicago, which I didn't know until like last year. I've been sleeping. I know. Anyway, one particular comic book, she looks just like this, and she carries a bow staff, and she carries size. I have the size put away. I didn't want to pull them out. They're very tiny. All right, let's throw her back in the bag. And also, my custom Tony Stark's head. By the way, I just did the head or whatever, and they did have one back in the mid 2000s. I want to say like 2010 to 2012. They made a Iron Man where you can lift the faceplate in a 1/18 scale. Hard to find, big time. And when I do see it, it's the, actually, before I go that far, it's the red and silver suited Iron Man, the classic one, actually. And basically, I took this head from a G.I. Joe, gave him a Tony Stark's like goatee. I think I just used a permanent marker. It lasted like, whoa. I had this figure for like 5 years in the making. Well, with that being said, one of my favorite figures, Tony Stark's. I wish this helmet was, I wish I could Dremel the helmet out and make it go over his head, but it's too small anyway. One of these days, I'll find an Iron Man head big enough to Dremel out and make that work. Use the router, I should say. Also, I should have started this way. It's me, of course. So if you want to know how I look, that's me. Pretty much wear this haircut style all year round. Sometimes I give myself a skin fade, throw a little moon part on the left side, like on some Nas type shit. That's my backpack for those customized figures. Like My boy Tar Production, shout out to you for making a custom of me in the 1/12 scale figure or whatever, the 7-inch figures. That was dope. Can't wait to see myself in one of your videos one day. Mr. Tar Productions, go check out his channel. It's very, very, very dope. Very, very, very cool. Very exciting to watch it. It makes you want to press rewind, I promise you guys. To the point I requested to him, like, can you make them longer? Because it's like a movie, man. Like, that's how dope he is. I promise you guys. Check him out. But yeah, that's me. Put me to the side. Yes. j.dioramas, aka Just Uno. Yep. All right. We got more to come. And we also have my custom Dutch from Predator. Another G.I. Joe head. I used the body of the Dwayne Johnson from the G.I. Joe movie. They made a lot of variations of him. I thought this was the perfect body for my Arnold. He even has the Arashikage signal on the back of his vest. Like he's been training with the Joe Ninjas or whatever. Yep. So that's one of my favorites. He goes with the my Predator diorama. Let me see if I can shift the camera, point it out. If you see, like right there, where I'm pointing at, that's Predator standing up right there, waiting for Dutch to come back. But yeah, that's my Arnold Schwarzenegger, aka Dutch. One of my favorite customs. And right here, next up, my Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. I dreamed out this helmet, hoping it'll fit over his head. That was my first experiment, trying to dream out a helmet or whatever. It didn't work, but it came out good enough to where palms in his hand or whatever he's holding his mask hand. When I want to do a head swap for him, I also have the Captain America head to go along with. So, what I'm gonna do is take this, pop this head off and put that head on. Yep. And that's that. That head is from Star Wars. I painted the hair yellow, give it that comic book type look or whatever. It was originally all black. It was from like I said, from a Star Wars figure, basically like one of those nameless characters, like came with one of those little Rathar creatures from the first Solo movie. That was chasing them down inside that spaceship. Those little suckers were strong to eat through metal. Like, hate to come across one of those guys. But anyway, back to the matter at hand, the subject in hand. My other favorite, my custom Nick Fury, because I could not, back in the day, I used to have the whole entire collection of this wave, by the way, the Marvel Universe line. I had everything except for this guy because he was a mail away order back then. For me personally, this is just my personal opinion. I know he was like a deluxe figure. He came with like all sorts of weapons, and he had an arsenal bigger than Punisher's in that pack. I'm surprised they didn't do Punisher like that. But anyway, I didn't want to pay, back then, 2011, I want to say. It was a Comic-Con exclusive. And I didn't want to pay 60, back then it was like $65. I didn't want to do that. Not for a single action figure. I've done it at times, like Cross Country from G.I. Joe. I bought him along with the Havoc. It was a good deal. I got him brand new in a package. He's a Joe Con exclusive, so you know I open up my G.I. Joes, but he's a rarity. I've got him along with the original Havoc. Everything is all good. Let's see if I can show that. It's the anniversary Havoc, by the way. I mean the anniversary Cross Country. I got the original Havoc. It's only right. I wasn't going to get the other one that looks like the Snowcat, painted green. Even though it's still cool, it's worth the buy. It just didn't feel right. But anyway, this Nick Fury is my favorite. Now, like I said before, I wasn't going to pay that price. All I did was take the body of a shield trooper, and customized this Reed Richards head and added the patch. simple stuff. I'm not a super customer. Like, I don't always take figures apart. I do have some that I'm going to. That's like I have triples and doubles of, like for practice. I'm afraid because I know I have a good friend who customizes every day, literally. Like, that's his whole entire life. This guy doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't even take his wife out to dinner. Shouldn't be putting him out there like that. So I'm not going to say his name. Basically, this guy stays up like 24 hours. I don't think this guy goes to bed till like right now. Like, I'm up at almost 5 in the morning. This guy goes to bed around this time. Because I know the reason why he told me one of the reasons why he works that late, not just because of the dedication. He does a lot of glow in the dark in his vehicles. He customizes a lot of vehicles as well. That's up his alley for real too as well. Like, he does glow in the dark interior for, like, for example, any kind of jet or vessel. He'll paint up all the buttons and everything and using glow in the dark paints in different colors, and it actually works. And I didn't notice you have to do it at night. If you do it in light, it doesn't work. I figured that out back in the day, 2010, when I first got into this diorama stuff. That's how my toy collection started for me and making dioramas. I'll give a true scenario story of that soon. How I got started and why I love what I love. All right, here's another one of my favorites. Custom Peter Parker head. Another Star Wars based head. I don't even remember where I acquired this head from, but it fit. It's just tiny bit loose, not too loose. Like, it won't jiggle. The head won't rock. It stays in position. It kind of has like that Nicolas Cage vibe almost, mixed with a little Tobey Maguire. All right, that's gone. And another one of my favorites that's kind of slept on. I have a jet for him coming soon. Is my Maverick from Top Gun. And basically, I used another G.I. Joe body, airtight. What's his name? Can't think of his name. The guy that blows torches. He's the good guy from G.I. Joe. Let's get that mask off. All right. Yep. I don't know. Tell me, guys. I painted his hair black and tried to make his eyebrows as thick as possible. Seen better days or whatever. Got his suit a little beat up as if he's been wearing it forever, like the last movie that came out. Yep. So yeah, it's my custom version of Tom Cruise and Top Gun. I forgot his name. Gosh, I know it. I just can't think of it. Anyway, I like to make my pop culture figures as well as just not just superheroes and G.I. Joe, but pop culture characters as well. All right, that's out the way. Now let's get into the ugly before I finish this off. Here is my custom Phantom. You see how the paint bleeded through? This is one of the failures I was talking about in the video. I used a paint pan thinking because it was acrylic it will stick. If anybody knows how I can fix this problem where it's not sticky, it's as sticky like the paint leaves on your hand. He didn't look like this when I first made him look perfect. But yeah, he's all flawed up, man. He's got to get some work done. Big time. I just had his gun. Let me get his gun. But yeah, if you see, look how he leaks. If anybody can tell me how to solve this problem where it won't bleed no more and I can seal the paint. These guys have been bleeding for like 3 years. I promise you guys. 3 years. Still sitting in the package. The paint is still leaking and wet. 3 years. Gosh. Alright, here's the other flaw. I even tried putting these guys on the heater. That didn't work. I think that was a dumb move anyway. It's another sticky. I tried to make my own stealth Captain America because back in the, I keep talking about the early 2000s. Well, that's when all these things were made when I first got into this collection stuff. Well, that's my Captain America. I gave him a clear shield or whatever, something different, like a SWAT shield. And as you can see, he's bleeding too. Gotta find a way to fix these figures, man. What a hassle. Gotta wash my hands. I'm just getting in from a party, guys. Date night, date night. Take flight, take flight. Everybody in the party kept calling me Tupac tonight. I'm like, okay. But it did give me a lot of attention. I'll give you that. Give myself that much credit. But anyway, the party was fun. Had a good time, good food. A lot of dancing. I'm not even tired because I didn't really go too hard. Did enough to enjoy. With that being said, let me pour up a little something real quick, guys, and I'll be right back with you shortly. Alright, I'm still here, everyone. Alright, I am jet set. Alright, here comes the finale part. Let's get this here. Alright, one of my other favorites, the my custom bounty hunter. And I gave him a name. I wrote it down somewhere, I can't think of it. This is the first custom I've ever made, ever. All I did was take some loose stormtrooper armor, painted it up. Originally it was all white. Gave it his own color scheme. This is before The Mandalorian came out, way before. It was in the talks. This is when everyone thought it was going to be about Boba Fett at first. Then we got this new guy named Din Djarin or whatever. And that's what we have. That's my favorite character now, next to Luke and Boba Fett. So I got 3 favorite characters in Star Wars. But anyway, check it out. Everything was painted. The pants were originally blue fatigue. I painted them brown and weathered them. And the knee pads I painted silver, and the other one on the left I painted silver and black. Like the rust, like the black peeled off. Originally it was supposed to be painted black. Give it that effect, that rustic effect. The backpack I took from another Star Wars character. I can't think of his name. It's from that movie, where he stole the Death Star plans. That movie. So I gave this to my character. The head I got from off Cobra Commander that was not articulated at all. This is when G.I. Joe experimented with their version of 5 points of articulation, and basically nobody wanted that stuff. The vehicles were cool. I still have one right now. Like that his tank is what I'm talking about right there, which is a cool one. Anyway, let's get back to this. Alright, here's my final figure. This is my top favorite and my favorite character in Marvel of all time. Next to Wolverine and Punisher, of course. I'm sorry. My custom blade. Alright, let's talk about it. This is my actual first custom ever. This is when I was staying with a friend of mine 5 years ago. I had roommates, actually. Nice size house. It was over in Evanston. But now I'm back to doing good, all on my own. Anyway, this blade, I gave him those things that burn the vampires up. I forgot those little things he stabs in their chest. just got some little parts, some little gribbles from somewhere, hooked them up. The belt pouches came from some random stuff I had laying around. The vest was a Jurassic Park character. I gave it to him. The cloth, I just did myself. Basically, it was some umbrella part, cut off umbrella. Stabbed some holes in it to give it that effect like he's been almost hit but missed. Gave him a snake eye sword. I had extra snake eye swords. I got so many weapons. I promise you guys, I got weapons for days. Anybody needs to buy weapon packs from me for 1/18 scale, I gotcha. Too many to need. Anyway, that's my figure, my favorite, and I am out. This is j.dioramas. Oh.